Good morning, super secret bricks here to review the collection of LEGO Atlantis. This is going to be all about the first wave that was released in January 2010. If we quickly go over all the sets included, we have the Manta Warrior, the Sea Jet, we have Wreck Raider right here. Next would be the Monster Crab Clash right there. Seabed Scavenger right there. What else? Guardian of the Deep. And then the Typhoon Turbo Sub right there. We have the Gateway of Atlantis, a big set. It's really hard to get it in the shot. Yeah. And finally, we have the Neptune Carrier, which is the biggest set of the theme of this wave. In addition to all of them, there's the limited edition Shadow Snapper, which was exclusive to some retailers, Toys R Us, I believe. I'm including it in the first wave, even though it doesn't appear in the catalogs, because it was released at the same time. So yeah, there you go. So I was really drawn to the Atlantis theme, mainly because it's an underwater theme, which is something that I get drawn to, possibly because the deep seas are full of mysteries, and using the legend of Atlantis was a good move from LEGO, because then you can use mystical creatures such as those brick-built monsters and the mer people, of course. It's underwater, so having mer people is a great thing to have. And LEGO did a great job with the printing on the torso and the legs, and the special molds for the heads. I really like that. Manta Warriors are right there. And there's a squid right there. And also, yes, the treasure, of course. So you have the mysteries, the dangers, and the rewards. So that's a great formula for success. Of course, our heroes get vehicles, a lot of them. So I'm not really fond of the ones that are wheel-based. Basically, it doesn't make sense to me to have wheel-based vehicles underwater. But that's my personal opinion. I'm more drawn to the subs, basically, and the color scheme, the color scheme of the vehicles is brilliant. I really like it. The red clashing with the trans bright green, and the black using as highlights, and also some light, some lime here. Yeah, really great. Most vehicles also have headlights, which makes sense. If you're going to go deep under the sea, you will need that. And you can see that all the vehicles, even the limited edition one, really fits in the same color scheme. There's a great coherence, which I really appreciate. And of course, brick-built creatures, love them. Really love brick-built creatures in general, and the ones provided in the Atlantis theme are great. They're mostly black, and then they have a color accents, each one of them. So the Manta Warrior has white, maybe glow in the dark. It doesn't work too well, so we're going to say technically it's glow in the dark. Lime for the squids, orange for the crab, yellow for the shark, and finally lime again for the turtle. Yeah, let's focus a bit on the brick-built monsters. So there's one thing that really strikes me is we have the crab here with the crab Atlantis key right here. They both share the same color. So the accent is orange on the crab and the key is orange too. And it would have made sense for me to then reuse the same thing, like for the shark. If you use yellow, then use the yellow key, not the red one. Or if you want to stick with red, change the accent color for the shark to red. Shadow Snapper is really weird again. So we got lime, but then the key is yellow. If you look inside, you can see some yellow. So I think maybe the idea was to have the turtle in yellow, and it didn't work. I'm not sure. Manta Warrior is the same. It's white, but the Manta key is green. Again. And finally, the squid. The squid key is blue, and the squid has lime accents. Would have made sense maybe to have a blue squid. Yeah, that's just me picking up on things, being picky. And then another thing I noticed was it's not the first time we get an underwater theme from LEGO, and most of the creators here are from a previous theme. Well, they're not from. We can find them in the previous theme, which was the Aqua Raider theme. So in the Aqua Raider theme, we had a giant shark, we had a giant octopus, which was able to store a minifig in there. By default, it had a skeleton in it with the helmets of an Aqua Raider minifig. So you could say that the squid ate the minifig, right? And it's really a shame that we don't have this same thing here. Especially since if you look right inside, it's gonna be hard to see, but it's quite exposed, isn't it? The inside of the squid. So you'd think you could fit a minifig in, get something in the tummy, in the belly, but you can't because of there's a mechanism that takes most of the room. The mechanism is to rotate the teeth. And they're actually quite hard to rotate, the teeth, because the tentacles tend to get in the way. Something I didn't initially realize. It's great to have articulations, but then they get in the way of the teeth rotating. It's a bit irritating. It can be fixed. I just got one hand, so it's a bit hard to do, but yeah. Yeah. And that's it for the brick built monsters. Now there's one thing that I think this theme needs is in its vehicles, yes, in its brick built monsters, yes, and it needs locations. And right now in the first wave there's only the gateway of the squid, or I guess you can count the little seaweed rock formation here. I guess technically that counts, but yeah, that's the only bit of Atlantis we get. It's a shame, but again, it's already a big wave. 10 sets, 9 plus 1 exclusive. So yeah, I understand. Too bad. Yeah. Of course, there's more. There are 2 more waves. In the second wave, there's another location. Portal of Atlantis, And in the last wave, there are more. There are actually, I think, all the sets have some sort of location-based side build. So yeah, that is fixed in the later waves. So this, by the way, this collection overview is only going to be focusing on the first wave. I'm not going to include the other sets. And then when I finally get the time to review the next waves, I'm also going to do a collection of each wave, but it would be like just the overview of wave 2 and then just the overview of wave 3. And possibly like if I'm done, maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe it would be great to have a separate video with all the sets, all the Atlantis sets, wave 1, 2, 3. It would be great, but I found that it's really challenging personally for me in terms of space. There are about 20 sets in there, and they are quite take quite a lot of room, which I don't have much. So yeah, I'll try to make separate videos. Basically, is what I'm saying. Now, you might have noticed that in some sets I am missing a few parts. It turns out that in some cases I had to do quite a lot of back and forth to get the correct parts. So for example, here in the Neptune Carrier, we can see that on one side we have the sea level graduations, all of them, but then I'm missing one here. Not quite happy about that, but I already ordered a lot of parts, there was a lot of back and forth to do that. Also, I realized afterwards that in the in the Shadow Snapper sets, yeah, that's an antenna just broken. I think it's here, yes. In the vehicle, there's 4x4 black plate. It's not Lego. I don't know what it is, but I just realized it's not Lego. And yeah, didn't have the time to order new parts. So sorry about that. And finally, I think that's the last one. Here, in the gateway of the Squid, I'm missing 2 of these, which should be located. Should be located here, I think. Yeah, here, right here. That's where seaweeds are attached. I just realized that last minute while you're doing the review, so yeah, such a bummer. But yeah, trying to do my best, and apologies if you apologies for not bringing you the complete sets, basically. Yeah, see, it should be like this. Anyway, let's talk about the LEGO Atlantis movie, shall we? So the LEGO Atlantis theme was introduced with a movie, which was, I think it was the first, wasn't it? Maybe not. I mean, Rock Raiders did have kind of a movie and a game, but the LEGO Atlantis movie also had, the LEGO Atlantis theme also had a movie introducing it. So we follow, where is she? Professor Samantha Rhodes, which is trying to locate the lost city of Atlantis, and she recruits the deep sea salvage crew, which is led by Captain Aceman, Captain Ace Speedman, and they have the Neptune Carrier, which is right there. The Neptune Carrier is quite a big set. I love it. But yeah, in the movie, in terms of proportion, this is right. But it is much bigger because then we zoom in inside the cockpit, and then it's a large room with a meeting table and yeah, a lot of stuff. So it's much larger. And so we start in the sub with Professor Samantha Rhodes, right here. We have Captain Ace Speedman. We have Dr. Jeff Fisher, and finally, where is he? Bobby Boy. Is it? Let me check. Hang on. No, this is Lance Spear. Yeah. So we have these 4 characters in the movie. In the LEGO Atlantis film, we have also Bobby Boy right here, and where is he? There is it. There he is. Axel Storm. But these 2 characters are not featured in the LEGO Atlantis movie. We start with the sub, and so basically, the Professor Samantha Rhodes recruits the deep sea salvage crew to rescue a sea station at the bottom of the ocean, and then while they're on their way, she tries to convince them to help her find the lost city of Atlantis. Then they get attacked by the monster crab, and in the movie the monster crab is as big as the Neptune Carrier. To get rid of him, Captain Ace Speedman uses the sea jet, and in the end the Neptune Carrier gets damaged badly, and so they have to evacuate. So they go down in the hangar bay, which is full of scraps, and there they build 3 subs. So the Dr. Jeff Fisher builds the Seabed Scavenger, but it's all wrong. He builds it all wrong. So Captain Ace Speedman fixes it. Samantha Rhodes builds the Typhoon Turbo Sub, and then Lance Spear builds the Wreck Raider, I believe. Yeah. But then Captain Ace Speedman basically just grabs the Wreck Raider and uses it for him. So that's because Lance Spear is the best diver of the crew, so he gets to dive, to just swim, basically. So in the movie, the Neptune Carrier does not have that mini sub at the rear, and it doesn't have the rover in the hangar bay. And also, Lance Spear uses some headlights just like this in the movie. So they escape from the encounter with the monster crab. They get this key, and then they go on adventures. I can't remember. I think they find Manta Warriors, and so they get the Manta key, and then they encounter the Guardian of the Deep, and so they get the Shark key. They go to the Temple of the Squid, which is guarded by Squid Warriors, and then they manage to find the giant squid, from which they get the squid key. And that's about it. And then they get to the portal of Atlantis. They use all the keys in the portal of Atlantis. They get to fight the shark warriors, and they use all the keys, and that's how they find the city of Atlantis. speaking of the LEGO Atlantis movie, you should totally go check the Slug Films channel. They're doing a LEGO Atlantis stop-motion animation action-adventure series that's definitely worth watching. You'll find a link in the description. One interesting thing with the Atlantis theme, and especially, well, in all the builds, is there's a good mix of system parts, of Technic parts, like these ones, we can see Technic, and also, for some reason, Bionicle parts. It's really well made, like the mix doesn't... I mean, the final result is quite natural. It's actually quite impressive, I find. So yeah, that's one of the main draw of the Atlantis film to me. Another draw. What else? Yes. So for example, on the Neptune Carrier and also on the Typhoon Turbo Sub, we have Technic panels, right there, and right here and here, and they are integrated so well in the design. It's really impressive. So that's what I meant. So the Technic part is not always just to make some mechanism. So I'm thinking like most of the mechanisms that you can find in these vehicles are not Technic based. If you have a look at the Typhoon Turbo Sub, the transformation is actually done with bricks. Well, there's this gear, of course, but that's it. It's not done with Technic axles and Technic gears. Yeah, the mouth, the jaw of the shark, just rubber. What else? The gateway of the squid, rubber bands. So yeah, that's something that was worth noting, and that I really like about the film. Now, in terms of character distribution, here we have Axel Storm. We have 3 versions of him, just like the Barbie Boy character. No, hang on. So this is Axel Storm, 3 versions of him. That's a bit rich for a character that's not featured in the LEGO Atlantis movie. And also he gets special headlights in the Neptune Carrier. Then this is not Barbie Boy, I just keep confusing them. This is a Lance Spear, 3 versions of him. Then Barbie Boy, which is not a character from the LEGO movie, 2 of him. Followed by Captain Ace Speedman, 2 versions of him. And then we got 2 rare characters, which are the Dr. Jeff Fisher, which only appears once in the Neptune Carrier, as well as the Professor Samantha Rhodes. It's a bit strange, this distribution. Actually, if we remove this one, which we also will note that doesn't have any flippers, this one comes from the Shadow Snapper set, which is the limited edition. So we can remove them. I would have much preferred to get one less Axel Storm and possibly one more Samantha Rhodes or Dr. Jeff Fisher, but yeah, that's the way it is. Now let's review the Mer People distribution. So we got 3 Manta Warriors, one coming from the Manta Warrior sets. So just the minifig, its Trident and the rock formation, which is great because that's inexpensive, and then you can get a lot of those to build up a population of Manta Warriors, which is something people usually like to do. Then we only get 2 Shark Warriors and a single Squid Warrior in this wave, which means that this is more of the rarest rare person. What saddens me is that there should really be Shark Warrior sets and Squid Warrior sets, just like the Manta Warrior sets, with just the minifig, the Trident, and maybe some really small side builds, and that would mean that you are also able to get a population of Shark Warriors and Squid Warriors, but that's not the case. I know that there's a book that you can buy that includes the Shark Warrior, and there's also a book that you can buy that includes the Squid Warrior, but the problem with that is if you want to build up the population of Squid Warriors, then you get many copies of the same book, and I don't think that's very that's something you would want to do, in my opinion. Yeah, that's it. Since we're talking about the mare people, you will see that I have quite a diverse set of Tridents. So I did mention the fact that there are 2 molds, and this specific mold is thought to only come in LEGO Atlantis sets. It's really hard to track when LEGO changes a mold because a mold for a part, because basically they might have 2 molds running, so we could get two of the same molds in the same set. Well, if you buy a set, you're only going to get one specific mold, but if you buy 2 sets, 2 copies of the same set, you might see differences depending on when they decide to sunset the part mold. That's because the LEGO group, I believe, is not going to retire a mold until it's completely completely useless, basically, from the usage, from wearing down. So that's my understanding, and I really thought that this would be the correct Trident for all the LEGO Atlantis sets, and I got quite upset when I bought, because I buy my sets secondhand, right? And I got really upset to see that I got the non-Atlantis variation of the Trident, but then I got so many. So these ones are fine. These ones are not, but actually, yeah, I got more sets from the next waves, and I get so many of this specific part variation, which makes me think, since we don't really know if this is just specific for Atlantis, it's entirely possible that the LEGO Atlantis sets did have one or the other. Like it's entirely possible that this is legit for LEGO Atlantis sets. I don't know. I've watched a few videos of people buying LEGO Atlantis sets new, and when they open the bags, I see this specific variation. So I don't really know what to think. And it looks like that this specific part variation, mold variation, never came in any other sets from outside of Atlantis. It really was a part that was in production only in 2010 and 2011. It looks like, and this is the part that we find still today. But yeah, just wanted to note that if you've seen in the reviews that while I did say that this one was the Atlantis variation, and yet I was using this part, that this is why. This is because it is unclear, basically. Unclear. And finally, the Atlantis key. So as you can see, the distribution is also, we also got some rare keys, but this one comes in a very small set, the Monster Crab Clash. So it's very inexpensive to get. This one comes from the limited edition Shadow Snapper set. So really, you should consider these like this. But yeah, you can see that these keys are the less rare of the bunch, and I think that's because this one comes with the Neptune Carrier, which is the biggest set of the wave, and this one comes with the Gateway of the Squid, which is the second biggest. So yeah. I just thought that was worth mentioning. Okay, let's finish this collection overview with a ranking of all the first wave sets from the LEGO Atlantis theme. So we have 10 sets. So let's do the bottom one, my least favorite one. Number 10, set 8072. The Sea Jets, yes, it's polybag quality, which is it's not bad. It fits with the theme. It's just that instead of having this, I would have much rather preferred having some Shark Warrior sets or Squid Warrior sets. So yeah, sorry buddy, but that's why you get to the bottom of the list. Next is the set 8059 Seabed Scavenger. Again, yeah, I'm not a big fan of having wheels at the bottom of the ocean. Doesn't make sense to me. I understand that it's not everybody's opinion, so that's perfectly fine. It's just mine. Also, while the Bionicle's arms are great, I think the articulation is a bit weak. It could have been done better. I really want to move this sideways. Same for this one. And the pincers, I would have much rather preferred having being able to actually close them, open them. So that's why you get number 9, buddy. Number 8. Nothing wrong with this one. Number 8057. Great Shark Warrior in it, but yeah, I just have not much to say about this one. The Red Raider, I mean, it's great. It fits with the theme. I love the usage of a part that was first introduced in Star Wars. That's a lot of nostalgia for me. But yeah, the flick fire missiles, I'm not a big fan of, and the hook is not well attached, so yeah, I guess you have to be number 8. Number 7, the limited edition sets 8079 Shadow Snapper. Really love the brick build creature. The turtle is not something we had in previous theme, so it was very original. I'm not a big fan of the vehicle though. Seems a bit weak to me. It breaks apart quite easily. There's no Transbright green windscreen, which is a shame. Yeah, don't really like the vehicle. Really like the brick build monster. But that's it. Yeah. Let's get to number, what is it, 6 now? The Manta Warrior set, yeah. So the rock formation and the seaweed is the best part of the set. No, I'm just kidding. It's cheap. It's got a desirable minifig. You can build up a population of manta rays with this. Yeah, it's really great. Love it. It deserves to be number 6. Number 5, great brick built monster. I love the brick built monsters. So yeah, we got great articulations in the legs. It can have a lot of poses. I love this. It's just that the pincers don't have a lot of articulation. I want to be able to move them all around, maybe incline them up and down. That's not really the case here. So yeah. Next one, it's a big brick built monster, Guardian of the Deep. Yeah, really like this set. The fins on the sides quite weak attachment. That's too bad. And I really love the fact that you can fit a minifig in the jar. That's really great. There's great articulation with the head. The tail is ridiculously long, and it's really hard to put on the ground, but yeah, still like it very much. Hang on, I got it all wrong. Hang on, yeah, let me check again. So number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6, number 5, number 4, and number 3. Number 3, Typhoon Turbo Sub, set 8060. It's, I think we can say it's a flagship of the line. Actually, it was featured in a lot of the promos. When you think about the Atlantis theme, I think that's one of the set that comes to mind. And I really like the transformation. I really like the Technic competition cannon in it. Yeah, the grabbing arm. I want more articulation, but yeah, it is what it is. Number 2, Gateway of the Squid. I really love brick built monsters. So we get not 1, but potentially 2. In this, we get a great Squid Warrior minifig. We get Samantha Rhodes, Professor Samantha Rhodes, which is a great character. We get a location. That's something. We get the treasure. Love it. And we get a use for the Atlantis Keys. Because we need to collect the Atlantis Keys, but to do what? Well, in the first wave, you can activate this gate and access the treasure. So yeah, that's my number 2. And finally, number 1. Okay, it's the biggest set of the wave, but that's not the reason I place it number 1. First of all, we have a brick built creature. I love it. I love the shaping of the head. I mean, I have to say it again. Okay, this is a car part. This is a car part. It's gonna be a super fast brick built animal, right? Yeah, really like the brick built Manta Ray. Again, not something we had in the previous theme, so quite original. But then what and also of course we get the Squid Warrior, so another mer person. But what I really like in this is I love the look. I love the fact that we have something that can carry more than 1 minifig. So that's really important to me. Like if we have big vehicles, it needs to be able to carry more than 1 person. And here we can carry the pilots. We can carry someone in the lab. There's a hangar bay right here that we can open and get someone in the rover. And yeah, the rover thing is another thing, something else that I like. It's the fact that this mothership basically can transport other vehicles. And I'm saying vehicles. Yes, we have a tiny sub with it. Yeah, so really love that feature. As a kid, I would have loved to have a set like this. I remember pining for the biggest ice planets and space police sets that had this kind of feature. So yeah, really happy about this. And this is why this is my number one. That's it for the collection overview of the LEGO Atlantis theme, the first wave. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. I'm going to release more Atlantis sets reviews. I publish new content every Wednesday, sometimes on Saturdays, so click the subscribe button to get notified. And thanks for watching. Bye bye. Divers, found the key to the gateway of the squid. Watch out! The giant squid's awake! And it has razor-sharp teeth! Ah! You can build the massive Neptune Carrier! Gear up! Prepare your deep sea units! Dive into action! And blow the squid out of the water! Oh, we got him! LEGO Atlantis. Each set reviewed separately. No! The dark red. The curse.